Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Let's Go Sportsball podcast. My name is Ron, joined by my co-host Owen, and let's just say, this past week was a little crazy. Not only was the NBA in free agency, but the
Hockey.
NHL, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our phones were literally blowing up just constantly. I remember I was trying to find something funny to send my friend, so I opened Instagram and I was just like,
Every time I scrolled through...
I'm sorry, Mitch Marner went where? But yeah, so that was insane.
Every time we scrolled through different areas, Bleacher Report, ESPN...
Puck Empire,
just everybody
Shams,
was just going
everything.
There are some big trades that have happened. One of the biggest ones we'll get to later.
We will definitely get to that.
And
Trust in that, folks.
There's also not much going on in baseball and the football area, but baseball is right now going on pretty good. There have been a couple of big announcements and everything, and actually a milestone that has been hit as well. Just hit over the weekend, and congratulations to this guy, but I will get to that later.
We'll get there.
Starting off, what I have first is Kevin Pillar has officially retired. He is a 13-year MLB veteran.
Wow.
He has played for the Texas Rangers. He's played for the Los Angeles Angels.
Anaheim.
Dang it. He has played for the White Sox. He has played for the Rockies. He's played for the Braves. He's played for the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Giants, the Mets, and the Blue Jays. He has played for basically half of the teams. He has done very well in his career. I don't really know his stats, but he has done a very good job. Congrats to you on your retirement, and best of wishes to you in retirement.
Yeah, I mean, he had himself a heck of a career. I don't know if he won a ring, but I mean, he did a fantastic job. So
if he did,
best of luck to him.
I would say he either won the ring with there's a few different teams.
Possible with the Red Sox.
I was gonna say
he got in like 2018.
I was gonna say it could be Texas, it could be Boston. It could be San Francisco. It could be the Dodgers. There's like 4 different teams that he could have won with.
Kevin Pillar win.
But
so
there's a lot of different things going on. Unfortunately,
he did not play. He did not win the World Series. While he played for the Rangers when they won it in 2023, he was not on their active roster. He was with the team on a minor league deal.
Oh, come on.
Close enough. Close enough. Congratulations on your World Series championship.
Yes.
So moving on, something good coming out of the Rays. Your Tampa Bay Rays. Ha-Seong Kim is being reinstated with the Rays. Last time we talked about this guy, he was packing his bags back for South Korea because over there, if you're a guy, you have to be in the military for a little while. It's like mandatory service. So he went over there, but I guess he didn't have to be there for that long. So
I was gonna say I think he only had to be up there for 21 days, 3 weeks.
Maybe, but
so.
so he's back. And with that in mind, infielder Curtis Mead has been optioned to Durham. So I'm pretty excited to see him back in the fold. He's a pretty good baseball player, and the Rays unfortunately did fall to 3rd in the AL East because out of nowhere, I guess the Blue Jays decided to learn how to play baseball.
Yeah,
and now they're first over
and now
the Yankees.
You gotta stop. The problem is we start talking about these teams having bad seasons and then they just jump back up.
Exactly.
We gotta stop doing this.
It's okay. I know how to jinx. The Rays, those bums.
But at the same
I
time,
can't even do that.
But at the same time, technically y'all are actually tied for second.
Oh God, with New York. I hate it.
The Yankees. Speaking of the New York
Damn Yankees. I like that band.
Speaking of the New York Yankees, Clark Schmidt is expected to undergo Tommy John surgery
Every time.
due to his UCL tear. For crying out loud. Another one.
Another one bites the dust.
Nope.
No.
But
yeah. Crazy stuff.
There is
always happens.
so much going on. Yeah, We don't even know.
So, do you have anything else for baseball?
I got a few more things. Of course, we talked about the All-Star break.
Oh, right, yeah.
The All-Star break is coming up. Don't know. I want to say it's in a month. I want to say it's coming up here. It's usually about almost the midway point. Right now, the American League All-Star starters, as they stand, starting pitcher is empty. We don't know who's going to be the starting pitcher. At catcher, you have Cal Riley out of Seattle Mariners. First base, no doubter, Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Absolutely.
From the Toronto Blue Jays. On second base, you've got Gleyber Torres from the Detroit Tigers. At shortstop, you've got from the A's, Jacob Wilson. At third base, another no-doubter from your Cleveland Indians, Jose Ramirez.
Big man.
At outfield, at left field, you have Riley Green from the Detroit Tigers, not to be confused with Riley Green, the country singer. At
What a
center
heck. What a heck.
At center field, you've got Javi Baez from the Detroit Tigers. And at right field, another no-doubter, you've got Aaron Judge from the Yankees.
He will smack you with his gavel of good baseball.
And at the designated hitter position is Ryan O'Hearn. I think it's O'Hearn. From the Baltimore Orioles.
Some guy named Ryan. He's cool, I guess.
And now on to the National League.
Yes, sir. So with the three outfielder positions, you got Kyle Tucker from the Chicago Cubs, otherwise known as Ron's favorite team. Additionally, PCA.
I don't know what his name actually is.
We'll just say PCA from the Chicago Cubs. And the third outfielder position goes to Ronald, not to be confused with the Ron next to me.
No.
Acuna Jr., that's how I say his name?
Yep, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, I got it right.
He's an amazing player, and I'm not surprised that he's in outfield.
Yeah. At shortstop, from the New York Mets, Francisco Lindor. Second baseman, Ketel Marte.
Yep.
Marte? I never know how to pronounce people, unless they're hockey, which is weird. It's ironic, isn't it? From the Arizona Diamondbacks. Then first base, not a surprise at all, from the Los Angeles Dodgers, of course, Freddie Freeman. At third base, Manny Machado.
It's literally
I don't know, man. Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres. Then the designated hitter, another just not a shocker at all, is, of course, Shohei Ohtani.
My question is he going to be also a starting pitcher? He's a two-way player.
Yeah, and we'll have to see about starting pitcher because
still to be,
because it is to be determined along with the AL.
And to finish off the roster at catcher position is Will Smith from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I feel like Will Smith, because at that point I don't know if it's the actor or if it's the guy from the San Jose Sharks. Keep the baseball out your effing glove.
So, a huge milestone has just happened over the weekend. This was about 4 days ago, so about on July 2nd. Congratulations to Clayton Kershaw of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I have had respect for that guy for years. He has hit the 3,000 strikeout club, and it's probably still climbing. So it's still going to be climbing, but he has hit 3,000 strikeouts. He is a 10-time All-Star. He is a 3-time Cy Young Award winner. He is a 2011 pitching Triple Crown. He is a 2014 National League MVP, and he is a 2-time World Series champion with Los Angeles. He has yet to leave Los Angeles since he started there. He has officially, in my opinion, solidified his spot in the Baseball Hall of Fame up in Coopertown.
Yeah, absolutely.
This guy, as they say on here, he is a legend. I don't know when he's going to retire, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's at the end of the season, but I could see it going on a little bit further. Yeah. Congratulations, Clayton Kershaw. Good luck on the rest of your season, and we'll see where you go from here.
I mean, I despise every bit of the Dodgers, but I mean,
You can't
But
despise.
yeah, no, I mean, what a career for Kershaw. I mean, he's been such an incredible player. Without Kershaw, the Dodgers do not win the World Series. I'm just saying, but
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
I've watched him playing throughout the years, and it's just amazing to see what this guy can do.
definitely.
So,
So, moving on to football now.
not really much going on.
There's been some big stuff, but first and foremost, I wanna mention something kind of funny that I found very interesting. So, over the past 2 seasons, Baker Mayfield has led Patrick Mahomes in nearly every stat. Mayfield over the past 2 seasons leads Mahomes in passing yards, passing touchdowns, completion percentages, interceptions, which is I'd rather him not, and passer rating.
I think Patrick Mahomes technically has him on that one.
Oh yeah, because it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say because where he's got 26 interceptions, that's how many he's thrown, and Mahomes has 25. So
Cooper DeJean is not a safety. Ooh, he's just the guy who stole the ball from Mahomes.
that was crazy.
Dude, I remember watching that bit at the wing place with my friends. Oh my god, that was glorious. But yeah, so
It's crazy.
so keep calling him the GOAT when Baker Mayfield of all people leads. So Ron, here's my question.
Don't.
How you feeling? How you feeling about about your quarterbacking stuff?
Moving on.
How you feeling, Ron? All right, continuing on.
Moving
There
on.
was a gigantic trade that happened
Yes.
involving the Pittsburgh Steelers and the
There's-
Miami Dolphins.
There's been a few that happened with this trade.
Yeah.
First, it starts off with the big one that came out first. The Miami Dolphins have agreed to trade 3-time All-Pro cornerback Corner, yes, to Jalen Ramsey to the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a part of the trade, Ramsey will get a $1.5 million raise this upcoming season, bringing the 2025 compensation up to $26.6 million for him. Steelers get their man, and Ramsey gets another raise.
Wow.
But there is more.
But wait, there's more.
There's more that happened. This happened later on it happened on the same day, just a little bit later on in the day.
Yeah,
First
following
off,
this. Oh,
Pittsburgh, you're an
yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, what the hell? But following that trade, the Dolphins would also make another, would also end up getting their pound of flesh from Pittsburgh as they acquired safety Minka Fitzpatrick as a part of the Jalen Ramsey trade. What the hell are they doing?
The second half of this trade, the Steelers get in return tight end Jonnu Smith from the Dolphins, a part of that trade. I don't know when that came into effect, but
Damn.
Pittsburgh, you still need a couple of different spots, and Fitzpatrick was not the guy to send off.
Gee, I don't know, maybe get a quarterback or something. That is not Aaron Rodgers, but whatever. Schlasser's dead.
He's starting. He's gonna be starting week 1. There's no doubt about that.
Just wait. He's gonna tear his leg. He's gonna break his leg again, and then
Tear his Achilles.
Yeah, he's gonna tear his Achilles again, and then he's just gonna die on the field, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Who do we have as our backup?" No, not actually.
I was
No.
about to say
his career. I meant his career will die on the
But
field.
as I said last episode, this may be his final year.
Yeah,
This is looking like his final season.
please.
But you're gonna be probably going out not being in the playoffs. Sorry, Alex, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
Alex?
That's my cousin's boyfriend. He's a Pittsburgh fan. So.
Oh, poor guy. Anyway,
Thank
so
you.
Continuing
Thank
on,
you.
So continuing on, the Miami Dolphins also made another trade as they received Darren Waller, tight end from the New York Giants, who is coming out of retirement to play, in Miami.
Who is this guy? Tom Brady? Tom Brady came out of retirement.
This guy. Yeah, I mean, I
Lord.
think Gronk came out of, but
He
I,
did-
I,
he
would,
did
I would
too.
I would more say Gronk because he's a tight end and he came out of retirement too. I wonder
yes,
who he
but-
won a Super Bowl with
Ay, ay, ay.
after winning. Who did he win with, Ron?
Get your butt back over there. But no, this is a huge.
Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We'll have to see how this whole trade either works out in whose favor.
I think it's a very interesting move by Miami. I think it could work out.
It's more of an interesting move from Pittsburgh. I mean.
Oh no, I was
first-
talking about the Waller trade.
Oh yeah, that one, yes.
Okay, but I mean,
But-
looking at the other trade, definitely.
That worked out more in the Miami Dolphins' favor than it did Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, you gained a position that you needed, but you still need a wide receiver spot and a free safety. So you're gonna have to hurry up and figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense as to why, because I mean, now that George Pickens is gone, they're gonna be needing that spot desperately.
Yes.
And stuff like that, because who are they gonna rely on now?
Who
So,
First
yeah.
off, now we're moving on into a little bit of the NBA. We'll try and rattle these off. We'll talk a little bit about them. But there was a whole lot going down. Owen, what do you have first off?
Starting off, the Los Angeles Lakers are extending King James to a 1-year, $52.6 million deal. Jesus. And he's going to be staying with them one more year. But I have been hearing that that he is going to be leaving Los Angeles after this season, and so
Back to Cleveland. Go back to Cleveland, please.
I just want this to be on record. Ron does not like LeBron, but he wants him to come back. Bandwagoner.
I didn't like
I call
that
you
he left.
bandwagoner.
I didn't like that he left. He should have stayed with Cleveland. He could have won us another championship. But he decided to go to Los Angeles and win an illegitimate championship in the bubble.
Dude, shut up. It was legitimate. I hate the Lakers just as much as you do. But even I know that was legitimate. So, it was in the bubble, so it doesn't count. Shut up.
You're just tired.
It's
You're
the same
just
with
tired.
the Lightning.
I was gonna say you're just tired of hearing that because it's the same with the Lightning.
Yeah, and I know that if the Rays won it in 2020, then
They traveled a little bit more though.
Well, yeah, but people still like to discount the Dodgers winning it in 2020 because it was a bubble ring. Oh, Mickey Mouse. Boy, shut up before I beat you with the mouse tool.
But per reports, 11-time NBA All-Star James Harden is declining his player option and intends to sign a new 2-year, $81.5 million contract to return to the other Los Angeles teams, the Clippers. That one is pretty huge.
Yeah.
At least he's returning to the Clippers. But there's even more. Like a lot more.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis intends to sign a 3-year, $44 million contract to return to the Milwaukee Bucks with the player option for 27-28.
Some other news.
Damn.
Speaking of last season's, because I messed up the LeBron thing. He said he wanted to finish his career away from Los Angeles. So I don't remember for sure if he said it was last year. I don't know. That's my mistake. But somebody that is on the about to end their career is, of course, Chris Paul.
CP3.
CP3 has announced that this will be his final season.
As he posted, he said at the most a year is what he has left.
Yes.
So the question is he talking about this season or is he talking about next season? So
It's pretty big news. I mean, he's had himself a career.
he hasn't won a championship, but he's still a great player. So,
Yeah, I mean that's something that people are always going to hold over him because I mean, whether you even like a player or not, like their legacy is very much going to be dictated by by if they have a ring or not. And that kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, what can you do? So, continuing on, the Milwaukee...
Not yet.
Sorry.
I was gonna say we'll get to that a little bit later because that's another huge move that there is. The one that I've got is Rocket officials and Jabari Smith's agent Wallace Pather of Lift Sports Management have negotiated the fully guaranteed deal through 2030 to 31 for Jabari Smith Jr. He intends to sign a 5-year, $122 million rookie contract extension. Yeah. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit. The Thunder have also, the Oklahoma City Thunder center/forward, Jalen Williams is signing a new 3-year, $24 million contract extension with the franchise, the reigning champions. Thunder declined Jalen's $2.1 million team option and negotiated the new raise with his agents, Marcus Monk and Sean Kennedy of Excel Sports. The third season will be a team option for Jalen Williams. There's
some other news. Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers has officially signed with the Milwaukee Bucks with a 4-year, $107 million deal. Wow,
you're going from
huge.
What was a lucky championship run by Indiana and making it to the finals, and he's leaving and now going to hey Tyrese, how's our form? Is it good? Am I doing it right?
All right, chill out.
But
chill out.
at the same time that happened, where he signed with the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and stretching the remaining $113 million on his contract so that they could acquire Miles Turner. That is a huge move.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good one, but Lillard's 2 seasons in Milwaukee come to an end as he rehabilitates a torn Achilles tendon that he had. So let's see where he goes. Let's see which team wants to try and pick him up out of free agency.
Yeah.
Maybe a certain team in Cleveland might want.
We'll see.
Might want in on Damian Lillard.
We'll see how it goes.
Why was I talking like
I
a
don't know.
crappy 1960s detective or something?
I have no clue, but free agent big man Day'Ron Sharp intends to sign a 2-year, $12 million deal to return to the Brooklyn Nets. That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that he wants to play for Brooklyn. Who wants to do that? Anyway, continuing on, Austin Reeves has declined a 4-year, $90 million extension offer from the Lakers as he is looking to make more money in free agency next summer. So, could he be on his way out of LA?
I could see it happening, but it might take him it might take a while to get out of there because who knows? The question is who's going to want to pick him up. But we'll see. I think the Summer League has actually officially been underway.
Yeah, I saw it last night when I was at work, and I remember seeing it being like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
This is mainly where the rookies and bench players, rookies and G League players can see how they do. We'll see how it goes. Maybe Mac McClung might actually get to be a starter for once.
Who knows? Who does he play for again?
He plays, I believe he's on the 76ers. He's either 76ers or... He's been to so many different teams, I don't even know. He's been to the 76ers. He's been on Los Angeles. He's been to the Bulls. He's either on the Magic or he's 76ers again. I don't know. Both teams are blue.
He's like Yager. He's going to like everybody.
We'll see how it goes. I would love to see him. I would love to see him come to Cleveland because that would be a huge. Because think of how many people in Gate City, Virginia, are going to be Cleveland fans because he just goes there.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. Yeah,
yes,
I remember seeing stuff all the time about him, but I completely forgot because that's when I wasn't into basketball.
If you don't know who we're talking about, Matt McClung is a local boy from Gate City, Virginia, just literally right up the road from us.
Yeah, it's like
30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like
not even. maybe
20-minute drive.
somewhere. I don't even remember, but he's just right up the road. Went to Gate City High School, and let me tell you, he was one of the top prospects in the nation.
Hell of a player.
He went to Gonzaga and played for Texas Tech for 2 different times. Went on to the pros.
He played for Tennessee.
He
Oh
didn't.
no, I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, you're thinking of somebody else.
My bad.
You're thinking of Fulkerson, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
But he played for, he played at both of those schools, went on to the pros, and right now he's being moved around, but he has won the dunk contest 3 times in a row.
My man.
I understand it doesn't go on to the pros and like actual games, but
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, with him being in the G League, he's done a really good job. So hopefully one of the teams will get him up there, and I would love to see him start. But moving back to the NBA.
So something big that happened recently is that Bojan Bogdanovic.
Yes, you got the last name right.
Bogdanovic has officially retired from the NBA. Yeah.
He was a great player.
Yeah, great player. He played for the Knicks and somebody else?
I think he played for another team, but
I don't know.
He's done it pretty good.
But yeah, so best of luck to him in retirement.
Yep.
And
3 times.
also best of luck. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
You're good.
Okay, so also best of luck to to Michael Porter Jr. as he is going to the Brooklyn Nets. In the trade, Cam Johnson is going to Denver. Wow, big move by Brooklyn. They are building. They are definitely gonna try to build themselves out of the basement here because they have not had a good couple of seasons. They've been pretty rough. And Porter Jr. is a great player, so I think this can definitely like help push them forward. Like, I don't think they're going to be going to the playoffs, but I think they'll be strong. So we'll have to see.
Hopefully.
What do you know? They'll probably make it into the play-ins because everybody gets into the play-ins unless you're terrible.
He's saying play-ins, not plans. It's just because of our southern accent, it makes it sound like
I don't have a southern accent. I'm from Florida.
You got okay, whatever.
I just have an accent of probably wanting to, I don't know, fight demons with a sledgehammer because I didn't take my schizo meds or something.
Jeez.
I don't take those, by the way. Don't.
But 3-time NBA All-Star Julius Randle intends to sign a new 3-year, $100 million deal and stay with the Minnesota Timberwolves. That, I think, is going to be a good move. They need to keep him in Minnesota as badly. Like, they need to keep him there.
Yeah, I mean, Randall's definitely, he's been a key piece for that team for a bit now, and they're still a team that's trying to make the finals. So I think it's a great move to want to keep that guy around. You know, you don't want to catch the Ken Holland disease where, like, it's Ken Holland disease. You end up trying to keep the gang around for as long as possible, and hasn't worked out great for teams, but you want to keep that core, and Randall is definitely part of that core. So if you keep him around, you're going to be seeing a bit more success. Just hope that you don't turn out like the Carolina Hurricanes and die in a hole every single time.
Yes. Philadelphia 76ers forward Kelly Oubre Jr. is picking up his $8.4 million player option for next season to return to the team.
Nice.
And, Lord, I feel bad for this next guy. I feel bad for this.
Yeah,
he's going back to a team, but he's been passed around so much.
Dennis Schroeder is signing. What?
Schroeder,
whatever. Why did I say Schroeder? I'm thinking about the guy from the Peanuts cartoons, like the guy. On
I know what you're talking about.
Whatever. So not to be confused with the piano guy, Dennis Schroeder.
There you go.
Some guy named Dennis. Some guy.
Just say it already.
Dennis Schroeder is signing with the Sacramento Kings.
I believe he's already played for them once, but he is getting moved around so much.
Bro's cooked. He's cooked.
I almost want to say, buddy, you either just need to ask them to send you to the G League or just
retire.
Run, because you're
Come to Cleveland.
I wouldn't be mad if he came to Cleveland, but
You wouldn't be mad if anybody came to Cleveland.
Depends. Speaking
Except
of,
okay. He's never leaving Golden State.
no. Speaking of former Cleveland players, Dallas Mavericks 9-time NBA All-Star Kyrie Irving is declining his $43 million player option and intends to sign a 3-year, $119 million contract with the franchise.
Kyrie Irving, my favorite flat earther. I still didn't know he was a flat earther until I randomly saw it in a video, and I was just like, wait, what?
Moving on to the Clippers, free agent forward Nicholas Batum intends to sign a 2-year, $11.5 million deal to return to Los Angeles. Los Angeles Clippers.
Wait, okay. So do the Clippers play in LA, or are they kind of like Anaheim, where they?
Nope, they play in LA. I believe they have a new stadium, but
oh, what is it, like out of town or something?
I don't know.
'Cause
I think
know-
they play in the Staples. I want to say they played in Staples Center for a long time.
It's Crypto.com. I think?
Now it's Crypto.com. I still call
everybody
it Staples.
Everybody thinks it's Staples now.
still-
Who unironically calls that place Crypto.com Arena? Everybody knows it is Staples Center.
Los Angeles.
Well, what do those bums know?
That's it. Moving on, back to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, free agent forward, sweet Jesus, Zaire?
Yes.
Oh, hey. Zaire Williams intends to sign a 2-year, $12 million deal to return to the Brooklyn Nets. Sources tell ESPN.
Oh Lord.
No.
One of the news I did not want to hear today or this day.
Misery.
But free agent guard Ty Jerome has agreed to a 3-year, $28 million deal with, unfortunately, the Memphis Grizzlies, with a player option in year 3. The reason we're a little upset about this is because he was a great player over at Cleveland.
Yeah.
And they let him slip right through the hands. But we'll get a little bit. There's going to be a little bit more going on. We'll see how it works out.
Come back.
With the deal, but we'll get on to what Cleveland has done as well. Moving on to Golden State.
The free agent center, Kevin Looney.
Yep.
Some guy named Kevin. Kevin! I don't know. I can't do the voice from Home Alone. Has agreed to a 2-year, $60 million deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. God, they get paid a lot of money.
Yep.
Wow. It must be good to be popular.
Yes. Free agent guard Tyus. I don't even know how to
Some guy
say
with the last name Jones.
Has agreed to a 1-year, $7 million deal with the Orlando Magic.
Why'd you point at me when I said that? When you said that?
I thought you might like them, but
Oh no! I mean I like the Magic,
just not as much
you
as
know.
the Cavs.
Yeah, no, because hey, you got me.
I got
you
you
got me
hooked
to
onto them.
You got me to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and you made a believer out of me. All
Rocket
right?
Arena. It's not Rocket Mortgage anymore. It's Rocket Arena.
That I don't know.
hate
If I say Rocket Arena, it's gonna sound like you took me down to Houston, which I mean I wouldn't mind because I want to get
Yes.
more games. I need to get an NFL game. Then I'll have been to all 4 sports.
I'll bring you to a Browns game.
Hell no.
Free agent sharpshooter Gary Trent Jr. has agreed to a 2-year, $7.5 million deal to return to the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks, plus a player option. I think my mouth got ahead of my brain. I saw what I was gonna say and said it ahead of time.
You.
This is huge.
Oh, wow.
This is one of the biggest signings, trades, whatever you want to say that has happened. Well, yeah, I would say this is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Even out of the one that we're going to cover a little bit later on.
NBA MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shay, damn it. Shai Gilgeous, I can't.
You got to just move on.
Dude,
SGA.
I was up till 4 in the morning
okay.
because I was getting my butt whooped at work.
Yeah.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, finally, has agreed to a 4-year... 4 years, really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, just wait.
All right, 4-year, $285 million super maximum contract extension, not to be confused with just a normal maximum. This is super maximum, folks. With the Thunder through 2030-31 season, it is the richest annual salary for a player in league history.
That is
Wow.
crazy. OKC gets an MVP and gets a title for the first time.
OKC gets an MVP, and his name is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And you do this? You do this?
That's crazy.
Like, I thought just like signing him to a huge contract was that, but he just put him like way up here to like the roof. That is way overreacting in my opinion.
I mean, he is one of the best players in the league. I mean,
Thanks to flopping. He gets calls.
That's fair. That's fair.
He gets calls.
I mean, so does LeBron.
Yeah. Let's see this. Miles Turner, Schroeder. You already got that one, Schroeder. Oh, there it is. DeAndre Ayton has agreed to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. Ayton will between Portland and LA. Ayton will earn $34 million next season. We'll see how that works out for him. But one of the ones that I didn't save, but what has happened, is what we were talking about earlier. This is not the big deal that we're going to be talking about here shortly. Isaac Okoro has been traded to the Chicago Bulls in replacement for.
I think we talked about that.
I don't know if we did.
I think we talked about that last episode.
It just happened over the weekend, I think.
No. It happened last week because Lonzo Ball, and then you got mad.
Oh. I can't remember.
Yeah, we traded for Lonzo Ball, but I'm pretty sure we already talked about that. And if not, I guess this dead horse shall be. No, we did talk about it.
Okay.
We did talk about it. So,
yeah.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball has been traded to the Cavs in exchange for Isaac Okoro. Please end my suffering.
We'll see what happens. We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully this is good. But let's talk about the 7-team trade.
Wow.
That includes the biggest deal that we talked about. I believe it was last episode with Kevin Durant. This is what completes the whole entire trade.
Coming full circle.
Not again. What has happened? What are the teams, and does each team receive?
So the 7 teams involved in this trade were the Phoenix Suns, the Houston Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors, the Atlanta Hawks, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves from Minnesota.
This whole thing is just absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Probably the actual biggest, and I don't mean big as in like, oh, the player value. No, I'm talking big as in everybody's in on it. The biggest trade in NBA history. So, who the hell did these guys get? So, Phoenix received Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Kaman Maluak, some guy named Come on! I don't know. Rasheer Fleming, Kobe Bray, and Daquan Plowden, and a second-round pick. Houston receives Kevin Durant and Clint Capella. Obviously, Clint Capella is. I mean, come on, he's obviously the guy that everybody would want. Who's Kevin Durant? Brooklyn gets 2 second-round picks. Golden State gets Alex Tui and Jamai Mashak. Some guy named Jamai.
Mashak.
Him too. Atlanta gets a second-round pick swap. David Roddy and cash.
So they got cash
money.
That's crazy.
Los Angeles gets Adu Thero.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce anybody's
Yeah.
name. And Minnesota gets Rocco Zikarsky, 2 second-round picks, and cash.
This is
Sweet
a big trade.
Jesus.
Houston definitely, I think, came out on top of this, but other teams did benefit from it as well.
I mean, Phoenix got got some pretty good stuff out of this deal.
You had to look at how much they had to give up, or not really how much they had to give up, but how much they received, how much Houston had to give up for Phoenix to get Kevin Durant. But Phoenix did get a really good, and as I said this, I think last episode, they get a really good young, prolific shooter.
In Jalen Green. And also Dylan Brooks. And that's all you need to say about him.
Yeah. But I'm hoping this works out for all teams. It's going to be... I don't know how it's going to be this season. It's been all craziness. I wouldn't be surprised if after this season, if Kevin Durant does not do very well, or however long he's with Houston, if he doesn't do very well or they don't make the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if he says, I'm announcing my retirement.
Or you could come to Cleveland.
Golly.
We
don't need to give
need
up
him.
Jared
We don't
Allen.
need him.
We don't
Oh,
need
God, no, do not.
That's what I'm saying. It's either
that was
we
my
give,
sarcasm.
I was going to say, we give up Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
No.
You realize that, right?
No. Anyway.
But that's all that has happened. There could be more coming up with stuff going on, especially Summer League going on, and the season starts up. I believe there's one more trade window that is going to happen. So we'll see how it goes from there. Now moving on to the other league that had a huge free agency window at the exact same time that the NBA was doing it. So
let's talk about the NHL, but first I need to take a drink of my Coke here.
Yes. I will start us off. Wait.
Folks, we want to ask you guys, please like and subscribe. Turn on them notifications.
Punch that
please
bell.
Please do. Just do it, man. Just do it. It's not that hard. just punch the bell so hard you break your device, and then you have to go.
That's a complete swap from what you've done before.
Because now, Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
All right.
Also, follow our Instagram and listen to us on Spotify.
We'll get the video uploaded. We had a little bit of communication problems.
Because
He forgot
like,
one letter.
It was 1 in the morning and I forgot a letter.
But we'll
let's begin.
This upcoming week we'll have 2 episodes uploaded to Spotify. But starting off, Nashville and the Vegas.
The Vegas.
I was gonna say the Vegas Golden Knights, but
guy, right?
Nashville and Vegas have made a trade. Nashville receives Nicholas Hague.
Nick Hague. Nicholas Hague.
Hague? That does not look
Hey,
like...
look, now we get to swap getting
Yep.
names wrong. This is awesome.
And they also receive a 2027 third-round conditional pick. And Vegas receives Jeremy Lauzon,
Lawson, I think.
and Colton Sissons. So I don't know who won on top of that.
It's rough. I feel like Nashville did a good job in getting Hague, but I mean, losing a guy like Colton Sissons, he's been on that team for a very long time, so that's going to be a tough loss. So continuing onwards, the Minnesota Wild received Vladimir Tarasenko from the Detroit Red Wings in exchange for literally nothing. Sorry, future considerations, aka nothing.
Who knows?
So, I mean, he had a pretty underwhelming season with Detroit, so this could probably help.
Yeah, I know. We
This
saw
could help Minnesota.
We saw the Stadium Series game.
Yeah.
You didn't do very well, bud.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the team overall. I was like, dude, they kicked our ass in the third period. But continuing on,
Detroit?
yeah. Well, they came. Well, they tied. They tied the game and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we came
Won.
back and scored like 3 goals on him.
Yay! Continuing on, Kasperi Kapanen has re-signed with the Edmonton Oilers to a 1-year, $1.3 million deal. And I just want to say, I find it so funny that we go from like hundreds of millions to like, here, have like 1.3 mil.
And I think they put their lives on the line more because you got those sharp edges.
Yeah. But yeah, Kasperi Kapanen. I mean, he had a really solid year with the Oilers. So I think this is definitely a worthy move in my opinion.
One thing for the Columbus Blue Jackets, what they have done, one good thing in my opinion, is they have signed defenseman Dante Fabro to a 4-year, $1.25 million contract extension. Keep him there in Columbus.
Yes, sir. I have his hockey stick, and I have a signed picture of him from when he played in Nashville.
Ooh.
Which is really cool. Yeah, good. So I have your stick. I stole it.
And
so this is a move that terrible, in my opinion. So just hear me out on this. So the Columbus Blue Jackets have also re-signed defenseman Ivan Provorov to a 7-year, $8.5 million deal.
Yeah, a little bit over the top. I would say only a couple years next time.
Provorov's a decent defenseman, but for $8.5 million at that long, That's kind of an overpayment in my opinion.
That's 8 point, and it's.
And by kind of, I mean, sweet Jesus, why are you giving him all that much money? Don Waddell, are you on crack?
But if it's 8.5 annual average, it's AAV, yeah. So 7 years, and he's getting at least 8.5 per year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Moving on to Ottawa, they have signed Claude Giroux.
Yep.
Yay. I've heard that name too many times.
Yeah, Claude Giroux.
Claude Giroux has signed a 1-year extension with Ottawa. So
yeah, I mean that's worth it. He's great. He's a great player, and he definitely brings like a lot of veteran presence to that squad. I mean, what a player. Keeping things in Ontario with their main rivals in the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Leafs have signed Matthew Nyes to a 6-year, $7.75 million AAV. Honestly, this is worth every penny. Matthew Nyes, he's done a fantastic job in Toronto. And it felt like he was one of the only players on the Leafs who actually gave a damn in the postseason, because he was actually doing things. But I think this is very worth it. Even though I hate everything about the Leafs. I think it's a good move. And now let's move on to the owner of the Leafs, the Boston Bruins,
and one of the original 6 who are one of the original 6 teams. Speaking of which, they're coming up on their 100th season, and if you haven't seen
I don't remember when they started.
I don't know when it starts, but that's why I said coming up, because it could be this season, it could be next season. But just look up the logos that they have come out with, their 100th season logos.
Detroit's is so buzz.
It's a buzz, but there's others that are really good. Boston has signed Morgan Geekie to a 6-year extension. Don't know what the value is. I just know it's a 6-year extension. I don't know what to say about that. What do you have to say? You think it's a good move or bad move?
Geekie's been all right in Boston, so I don't know for sure. I haven't honestly watched him that much, and I don't know enough about Geekie to really make a decision. But face value, I mean, I'm sure he's good. So keeping things in Beantown, Victor Arvidsson has been traded to the Boston Bruins from the Edmonton Oilers. In this trade, Boston just gets Arvidsson, and the Oilers get a 2027 fifth rounder. Wow.
He's that bad?
Oh no! Arvidsson's a solid winger, I would say.
But
he's not
5th round 2 years later.
Look, dude, Edmonton and Boston are both kind of stupid, so I guess they'll take what they can get.
I can see that. Moving on to the South, and I mean like.
Oh wait, no, I have one more thing for Boston.
Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead.
This is something that I think is really stupid. The Boston Bruins have also signed Tanner Jeannot to a 5-year, $3.4 million AAV. Why? What does he bring? As a Lightning fan who had to sit through that god-awful trade that JBB did a few years ago, why? He's not a good player. He's really not that good. He's always injured, and he didn't have a good year in LA. Why would you want to sign him to that much? I mean, I know it's only 3.4, so that's not as much as comparatively, but 5 years?
Yeah.
What does he bring besides getting in the penalty box all the time?
You never know.
It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. But
moving down to the South.
Speaking of the Bruins
and going down to Florida, this time for the Florida Panthers, this was a no shock after what had happened this year.
Oh yeah.
In the playoffs, Brad Marchand is going to stay in Florida for 6 years, 6 more years. He has signed a 6-year deal with the Florida Panthers. He stays on the rat line.
Yes, sir. Although not really the rat line because he isn't on a line with Sam Bennett, Conn Smythe winner, and Matthew Tkachuk. Honestly, if they did, that would have been awesome. But getting into their in-state rival in your Tampa Bay Lightning, we made a few moves that I'm very curious about. So I'll just rattle them off. So the Lightning have signed Pontus Holmberg, former defenseman of the Toronto Maple Leafs, to a 2-year, $1.55 million AAV.
Hopefully he doesn't bring the curse of Toronto down.
I'm very interested to see how he does because I haven't seen too much of him. I haven't seen him play too much, and we desperately need good defense, especially after, now that we're free of Nick Perbix of all people. So
yeah.
I'm curious to see how he works out. I hope he's good really badly, because if not, I'm going to be sad. Another player that the Lightning signed is Jacob Pelletier. Let's call him Jacob. Signed him to a 3-year deal worth $841.7 thousand AAV. At the age of 24, he had 7 goals and 19 points through 49 games played with Calgary and Philadelphia in the NHL last season. So
he doesn't sound like a bad player, but he could up it a little bit more. He could be a little bit better.
Yeah, because
I don't know how it's going to work for.
He is still pretty young,
yeah.
so I'm willing to give him a chance. And all I know is that Isaac Howard is not playing for us.
Well,
and frankly, thank God, because I do not need a freaking prima donna like him on the team.
Yes, and another person. Has
Another
signed
one. I'm very happy to see this. I'm very happy. Gage Gonzalez has signed a 2-year, $1.2 million contract extension with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yes, this is what we needed. Gonzo is a great player. He's scored quite a bit of goals so far, and he is a very young player. So, I mean, with the Lightning being pretty old with the core aging, I am liking this deal a lot. My great king has returned. And the last thing that the Lightning did so far is sign Boris Tkachuk to
not to get confused with the Tkachuk brothers.
Yeah, it's
spelled completely differently, but still.
He did play for Ottawa. I don't actually remember.
So,
Boris Tkachuk signed a 2-way, 1-year, $775,000 contract with the Lightning. Boris actually played for the Lightning back in the day. I think he was one of the players that got traded in the Brandon Hagel deal. So, in other words, Chicago basically got nothing in that deal. So,
and is that a overseas?
No, a two-way contract basically means he can. That
sweater.
In the picture, this is with the.
It looks like an alternate
with the Wilkes-Barre and Scranton Penguins, which is the minor league affiliate for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay, I was gonna say
Scranton from The Office. Yes, that is what I'm talking about.
But
so continuing on.
Yes, to the Detroit Red Wings, Patrick Kane.
Showtime
has signed a 1-year deal with them.
I think this is worth it. Patrick Kane, he's done great in Detroit. I mean, we saw him in the Stadium Series. Guy was a beast.
Yes, he was. He did.
Even though we beat him.
Yeah, he did a great job. But next time, get a little bit better. Alex,
dude, don't get cocky. They have more cups than you.
Pietrangelo?
Yep,
Pietrangelo. He's stepping away from hockey due to ongoing health challenges.
His career is now in doubt, which is really sad.
Yeah, he's dealing with hips that would require bilateral femur reconstruction with no guarantee of success. So I'm guessing basically if it says with no success, he is more than likely.
He's cooked.
Yeah, I would say his career is done, but I don't want to say that because anything can happen.
It's very likely that his career is over, and it sucks to see, but I mean it's a story all too common. So, I really hope that things go over him because he was an incredible defenseman for St. Louis, a Stanley Cup champion with St. Louis as their captain, and of course great player in Vegas, 2-time Cup champ. So continuing onwards, some big news that I'm sure a good friend of mine is going to be very happy about. I'm talking about you, Jackson. The New York Rangers have traded defenseman Keandre Miller to the Carolina Hurricanes in exchange for defenseman Scott Morrow, a 2026 conditional first-rounder, and a 2026 second-round pick. Wow.
Okay.
Keandre Miller going to the Canes. I know my friend is very, very happy about this because Keandre Miller had a pretty crappy year in New York. He's a lot of people see him as overrated. I was like, yeah, pretty much. And they managed to replace him with a pretty good defenseman, Vladislav Gavrikov, Blue Jackets legend.
Hey.
Has signed with the Rangers with a 7x7, a 7-year, $7 million AAV. I think this is actually a pretty good move. He's an alright defenseman. I mean, he isn't great, but he's also not bad. So
yep.
I'm willing to give this guy a chance.
Yep.
And I would consider the Rangers one of my B teams. So I mean, I'm excited to see how he works out, but it's fine because as a Lightning fan, we own New York. So
moving back to Florida, Aaron Ekblad has signed an 8-year deal with Florida. There's no surprise there.
I hate him so much. I hate him with everything in me. Oh, and here's a deal that I'm sure Edmonton Oilers fans hate. Evan Bouchard has re-signed with the Oilers for 4 years and $10.5 million. You guys heard about Darnell Nurse? We got something even worse. Ooh, that was a good rhyme.
How did you? Okay. The Los Angeles Kings, Andrei Kuzmenko have signed a 1-year deal. So he's.
Hold on, I have the cash. Wow, $4.3 million for 1 year. I mean, honestly, he had a pretty decent year with LA. He was pretty good in the playoffs, so I think this is a decent move. I mean, I would have liked to see him stay around a little bit longer, but you know what? I can't judge. Also, the Minnesota Wild have changed the name of their arena. No longer is it XL Energy Arena. It is now Grand Casino Arena.
Because people bet there and they lose all their money?
On 14-year rights deal. Honestly, I can hear Vegas seething in the corner right now.
Did you even hear the joke I said?
What?
I said because everybody keeps betting there and they lose their money.
What up?
For once, I got a good one in.
No, you got some good ones.
Sometimes, yes. The Maple Leafs are extending Steven Lorenz to a 3-year, $1.35 million AAV deal.
This move exists.
Somehow.
Yeah.
1.35 AAV? That is... seems a little low.
Anyway, I mean, he isn't really like he's kind of just like a fourth liner, I think, but it's fine. So continuing on, the Brock Besser question has officially been answered as he is staying in Vancouver. Really? Okay, wow. Brock Besser has re-signed with the Canucks to a 7-year, $7.25 million AAV. Wow, I cannot believe this. I figured he was going to be gone, but wow.
Obviously not.
And speaking of the Canucks, Thatcher Demko is also back. He's re-signed to a 3-year, $8.5 million AAV. Vancouver just doesn't want to. I think it's obvious that their run in 2024 was a fluke, but they really do not want it to be that way.
Yeah.
They gotta face the music, man. They gotta face the music.
We still have a little bit more to go, so I'm gonna try and go through some of the deals.
Let's rattle these off quickly.
We'll try and rattle them off quickly. For the New York Islanders, Alexander Romanov has signed an 8-year deal. You've already
Jonathan Drouin is also out of Avs country as he is signed with the New York Islanders, a 2-year contract. I have not seen the AAV on this yet, but we'll have to see.
There's a lot of different ones. Vancouver Canucks have signed or have agreed to a 6-year deal with Connor Garland to stay.
Wow. That's a good deal. He's pretty good over there.
It is.
Brandon Tanev, he of the iconic hockey photograph, has signed with the Utah Mammoth. So
yes, we can finally say Mammoth.
I really need to get a Brandon Tanev sweater. I don't care if it's for Seattle or if it's for that. I think it's on clearance on Fanatics. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I have no clue.
Also, Brent Seabrook, who retired from the NHL, pretty big player, pretty well player in Chicago, has been added to the Flames player development staff, which is pretty interesting.
That's no surprise, but at the same time, it is. There has been a trade between St. Louis and Montreal.
That statement made no sense.
I don't care. Montreal receives Zach Baldock And St. Louis receives Logan Mailloux. Mailloux?
Mayu? Is it an I? That
Yes, it
Logan
is.
Mayu. Let's just say
Mailloux,
that.
okay.
Also, the Chicago Blackhawks have signed Philip Kurashev to a 1-year, $1.2 million deal. I think this is a good move. Kurashev's an all right player, but something that a move that's surprisingly not bad by Kevin Adams, which, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest, that's a shock to me.
Yeah.
Alex Lyon has been signed to the Buffalo Sabres through a 2-year, $1.5 million AAV. So, in other words, your career is cooked, my friend.
Yep.
But I mean, he's a pretty good goaltender, and so I think that can work out well for Buffalo. But they suck. Nico Sturm is also on his way out of Florida as he has signed a contract with the Minnesota Wild. I don't have any deets on this, so let's just move on.
Yep.
Already talked about that.
Yep, I figured you did. The Dallas Stars have actually...
Salad. Bars.
This is a little bit different from what we have, but they finally got a new head coach in Glenn Gulutzson?
Gulutzson as their head coach.
He's got them as their... he's going to be the head coach of Dallas. He has spent the past 7 years as an assistant coach with Edmonton Oilers. So... we'll see. Hopefully
and
he can
it's
bring
funny
him.
because the Oilers beat the Stars in like almost every time they see him. So hey, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them.
I was gonna say.
Oh no.
Other way.
I mean, yeah,
Other way.
around. I'm dumb.
Yeah,
whatever. The Anaheim Ducks have signed Mikael Granlund to a 3-year, $7 million AAV. Wow. Okay. I mean, he did have a very big career revival with the Stars, and the Sharks. So.
Yeah.
Do I think he should have been signed to 7 years with $3 million? Not really. Do I think this is a good deal? Yeah, I can see it.
I'm going to do my best to try and say this guy's last name correctly. Martin Faharvey?
Fahervery? Honestly, I don't know how to say that either. Some
I don't
named
even
Martin,
know.
he's back with
The Washington
Washington.
Capitals. He has signed a 7-year deal.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. This is hilarious. So Corey Perry
Lightning legend.
is leaving Anaheim, I believe it is, or
No,
not
he
Anaheim.
he's leaving Edmonton. He
Leaving
won a cup with Anaheim.
Yes, he is leaving Edmonton. It is now going to the Kings.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that. He has signed a
Have
1-year deal.
have fun losing in the finals, LA.
Yep.
Also, the New Jersey Devils have signed Evgeny Dadonov to a 1-year, $1 million AAV. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. He's okay, I guess. Anyway, also the Pittsburgh Penguins have signed Alex Alexeyev to a 1-year, $775,000 deal. It's okay, I guess. The Vancouver Canucks have signed Pierre Oliver Joseph to a 1-year, $775,000 deal. And Gustav Nyquist is on his way out of Minnesota, as he is signed with the Winnipeg Jets for a 1-year, $3.25 million deal.
Yep. There was a trade between San Jose and Pittsburgh. San Jose receives Alex Nedeljkovic, and Pittsburgh receives a 2028 third-round pick.
I mean, Nedeljkovic is a pretty dang good goaltender, and he scored a goalie goal in multiple leagues.
Ooh.
So
I think the only player too, honestly.
Yeah, he's done it I think he's the only player to do it in the ECHL, the AHL, and the NHL. So and it helps that he's also he's a good goaltender, I guess. So this will definitely help San Jose, who, let's be honest, they don't want to deal with Georgiev anymore. Also, Morgan Frost has re-signed with the Flames. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. Frost with the Flames.
That doesn't make that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ironic.
Yes.
I can't do a good Ian McDermott voice. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, he's re-signed with the Flames to a 2-year, $4.375 million AAV. Not a bad deal.
Yep.
Not a bad deal. Nick Leddy also got claimed off of waivers by the San Jose Sharks. And John Klingberg got signed to San Jose. to a 1-year, $4 million contract extension. I think this is a good move. Klingberg's he's got his career's a bit back on track after having some pretty crappy years with I don't know, whoever the hell he was with. Dmitry Orlov is also going to San Jose to a 2-year, $6.5 million AAV. God, wow. And Brent Burns, the lumberjack-looking man himself, is going to the Colorado Avalanche.
That is going to be huge.
Okay, I'm not going to get murdered.
Last thing before we
Talk about the big one.
The biggest one. I should say your Columbus Blue Jackets have re-signed Dmitry Voronkov. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, Dmitry Voronkov, yeah.
Dmitry Voronkov.
You're a Blue Jackets fan. You should know this.
Yes, I tried to keep that.
I'm the one wearing the sweater.
Shut up.
I'm a Blue Jackets fan
Shut
now.
up. But
Wait, no.
Yeah, you better watch your... But moving on, they have signed Voronkov to a 2-year, $4.175 million AAV. So, welcome back to Columbus, buddy.
Yeah, that's a great move. Voronkov, he's done a great job. He was one of those players that definitely had like a breakout season with Columbus. Oh, and also Mason Appleton is going to Detroit on a 2-year, $2.9 million AAV. And okay, this is actually the last thing that we're gonna talk. Well, okay, I have 2 more things. Look, there's been a lot.
You think?
Logan Stankoven has re-signed with Carolina to an 8-year, $6 million AAV contract deal. That is a great move by Carolina. He was fantastic with them. So I think that's a great move.
Yep.
I mean, geez, that move where they that that trade where they gave Natchez, where they gave what's his name, Rantanen.
There you go.
To the salad bars.
Dallas Stars.
Damn it. To the Dallas Stars in exchange for Stankoven. That worked out well for both parties.
It did.
And the other one involves Nikolai Ehlers. He's also going to Carolina, and a 6-year, $8.5 million AAV. Great deal. But kind of sucks to see him out of Winnipeg. But what can you do? So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The big news.
There was a lot of talks around this specific player on if he was going to leave a team, or leave this team, I should say. And we'll talk about what team he was rumored to be leaving, and then where he has signed officially. So, if you don't know who we're talking about Mitch Marner, the one that he had a whole rant about for a while. There were talks and rumors going around saying that he was going to leave Toronto.
I mean, it was pretty much a done deal.
It was pretty much a done deal, but there was still a lot of talks, and everybody was trying to figure out where he would go to.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Mitch Marner is going. Drum roll, please, Ron. To the Vegas Golden Knights. Please kill me.
That is. He is.
Can't believe it.
He's going
Wow.
on a 8-year, $12 million AAV contract. That, I think he signed a little bit too much, and Mitch Marner is not that good. So.
No, he's good, but he's not a playoff performer. That's the thing.
But still.
But
so,
so
Vegas.
Unbelievable.
Good luck with him.
Unbelievable move. And also, I believe this was part of a trade, actually.
It might have been.
No, it was a trade. I think they got Nicholas Waugh in return. Like, the Leafs got Nicholas Waugh in return. But good old Mitchie Marner is going to Vegas. And I'm honestly really curious to see how this goes, because I think it's entirely possible that he flourishes there. Because, I mean, paired up with guys like Wild Bill, or guys like Shea Theodore and Jack. I mean, Mitch and Jack Eichel?
Oh, gosh.
Dude!
Uh-oh.
That's going to be insane.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I am so excited. And you already know he's going to want blood when he goes when he goes back to the Leafs.
Yep.
So, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and
turn on that notification
don't
bell.
show up to our house. Follow us on Instagram. Check out our Spotify, where we pretty much just post the same crap, but it's for listening. It's for listening. And with all that out of the way, I think I only have one more thing to say.
Go Sportsball!